Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and do you think all supercars are only for bajillionaires with pet tigers and private islands? Think again. Today, we got a list of 6 incredible ideal supercars that are shockingly affordable, as in cheaper than a new truck affordable. No, seriously, you could have a supercar chilling in your garage instead of that crossover that you just pretend to like. So, buckle up, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and get ready for the 6 budget-friendly exotics that are gonna freak you out and your neighbors so hard that they're gonna start Googling what you do for a living. Starting with my personal favorite, the Audi R8. Yeah, we gotta start this idealist with the Audi R8, a supercar so friendly and so usable that people call it the everyday supercar, which quite honestly undersells how ridiculous this thing is. I owned one and it was absolutely fire, baby. Tony Stark drove one, which basically means that the R8 is a superhero with a VIN number. It looks exotic without being fragile, it's fast without being terrifying, and it's actually pretty reliable. I had almost no issues in the 2 years of ownership. Well, I got married in that time frame, and that's not the car's fault, although some might argue the timing was kind of suspicious. And here is why the R8 is so special. It shares a ton of parts and design DNA with the Lamborghini Gallardo. Same chassis, same Italian flair, but wrapped in German engineering that actually works on a Tuesday morning. It's like somebody combined pasta with precision machine steel and somehow made it taste so good. The driving experience sits right at the intersection of exotic and dependable, which sounds illegal, but Audi, they pulled it off. And guys, real quick, Rocky from New York already drove off with the first GT-R and the bonus cash that changed his life. We literally flew him out here. He hung out with us for the whole weekend. We shipped his car back home to New York, and the dude had the time of his life. It genuinely changed everything for him. And now it's your turn. If you want a shot at winning your dream car plus bonus cash, hit the link in the pinned first comment right now. Now, back to the show. Now, you get 2 engine choices. My favorite, the 4.2 liter V8 with about 420 horses, is definitely the purest pick. But it's light, it's balanced, and it just feels right all the time. But then there's the 5.2 liter V10 that basically turns the R8 into a bargain Lamborghini. That thing sings at full throttle like an angel who decided to start a metal band. Quarter-mile times for the V10 dips into the low 11s, which puts it shoulder to shoulder with much newer and much pricier performance cars. And yes, this is absurd for a car that you can find under about 50,000 bucks. That is the wild part. Early R8s, especially the manual V8s, hover around the $50,000 mark. Go check it out on Auto Tempest. I've linked to all these in the pinned first comment, and that is less than a loaded pickup truck and gets you the real deal mid-engine supercar with a gated shifter that clicks and clacks like a typewriter written by a caffeinated deity. Yes, maintenance is going to be pricier than an A4, but when you're living the Iron Man fantasy on a reasonable budget, you don't complain about brake rotors costing more than a concert ticket. And guys, again, remember, find all these ideal rides in the pinned first comment and get entered to win your dream car plus cash by going to winthisIdealcar.com. Oh baby, this is tasty, because next up is the Porsche 996 Turbo. Yes, the headlights look like fried eggs. Yes, people still argue about them, but once you get past the breakfast themed jokes, you're gonna realize this is one of the greatest performance bargains on the planet. Under the rear hatch is a 3.6 liter twin turbo flat 6 with 415 horses, routed through all-wheel drive for maximum grip and maximum shenanigans. Plus, it's a mechanical diff, which makes it way more rear drive bias. 0 to 60 happens in the low 4s. Stock, which is supercar quick. Stock, and a time that is plenty fast today. The legendary Mezger motor under the hood is the reason this car is such a cult favorite. It is essentially a race-derived power plant meant to take serious abuse. Unlike other 996s, the Turbo does not suffer that dreaded IMS, RMS, LOL issue, so you can breathe a little bit easier at night. This thing can take a beating, be tuned to make heroic power, and still shrug at you like, is that all you got? And tuning. Yes, tuning is where the 996 Turbo becomes truly unhinged. A tune and exhaust will push it beyond 500 horses. Bigger turbos, intercoolers, and fueling mods can easily push 600 or 700. There are builds that hit 1,000 horsepower. Some lunatics out there, or Porschephiles as I like to call them, even chase 1,500. It's essentially a GT-R alternative. And it's way better knowing that I just gave away a GT-R, and I would love to get into a 996 or 997 Turbo next. Now, when these things are boosted into oblivion, well, a 996 Turbo is a guided missile with leather seats and a manual transmission. Although, those Tiptronics actually can handle a ton of power. The price, this is the part that makes your jaw absolutely hit the floor. You can grab a clean 996 Turbo for 50 to 60 grand. Cars with low miles and the X50 package sometimes creep up just a bit higher, but you are still getting a supercar beating monster for the cost of a new entry-level luxury sedan. Maintenance is Porsche priced. Sure, find a good independent, and it's actually not that bad. The only catch is convincing your friends that the headlights are charming and not weird. And if they disagree, well, you can simply demonstrate how quick the car launches away from them. Okay, let's talk about a little Italian stallion next, shall we? Okay, now we're gonna step into full dream car come true territory with the Ferrari 360 Modena. This car was the turning point where Ferrari modernized the platform and brought real-world usability to an exotic that still looks like art. Picasso. Its all-aluminum chassis was cutting edge at the time, making it lighter, stiffer, and better handling than the Ferraris that came before it. That beautiful 3.6-liter V8 revs to 8,500 RPM and makes about 400 horses. On paper, yeah, I get you. It doesn't seem that crazy today, but the experience is the whole point. With the right exhaust, the 360 produces a sound so spine-tingling, you will find yourself downshifting in tunnels purely for the acoustics. 0 to 60 is mid-4s, quarter, and low 12s. It is not about outright speed here, ladies and gents. It's about feeling like you're an F1 driver on the way to the grocery store to pick up some artichoke hearts from the artichoke aisle, baby. The smooth Pininfarina curves have aged so gracefully, and the glass engine cover lets you flex the V8 every time you walk away. Now, the headlights, not as bad as the 996, but they do look a little bit dated. But hey, you know what? You're not driving the headlights, you're driving the car. It is exotic without being overwhelming. It's the kind of car you park, walk a few steps, then turn around and just make sure it's still real. Price. Believe it or not, you guys, you can grab a 360 for 60,000 bucks. This is a Ferrari ownership that is priced for mid-tier trucks. Manual 6-speeds are rare and command a little bit more of a premium, but you can still find them in the 90s. But just as your brother, budget carefully because maintenance, well, it ain't cheap. Belt services, they cost thousands. Clutches, they can be pricey. But a well-cared-for 360 can be surprisingly reliable for an exotic, especially compared to older Ferraris that require engine-out services like clockwork. And now let's talk about the car that I just gave away to Rocky Anderson from New York, and why you should go to winthisIdealcar.com to get entered to win our next car that we're giving away, which is totally going to be your dream car because we're giving away 2 or cash. Click in the pin first comment down below. Yeah. Everybody knew this was coming. The R35 GT-R is the car that embarrassed half the supercar world when it launched. Twin-turbo V6, advanced all-wheel drive, dual-clutch transmission, and acceleration so violent the early launch control software had to be dialed back because the transmissions were begging for mercy. The first generation cars came with 480 horses, which at the time felt like witchcraft. Even today, a 3-second 0 to 60 time is nothing to laugh at. The GT-R has always been a giant killer, punching so far above its price point that supercar owners would stare in disbelief. It handles like a video game and launches like a slingshot. But guys, the real magic is the tuning. A basic tune, and bolt-on pushes it to 600 horsepower. Moderate builds like the one that we built hit 800. Many street cars run 1,000. Some extreme builds clear 2,000. The platform is that robust. When tuned, Godzilla becomes a monster that outruns cars worth 10 times its price. Now, talking about price, well, early R35s can be found in the mid 350s. Are you kidding me? The price is wrong, Bob. You are getting hypercar acceleration for the cost of a new Toyota Supra. Yes, maintenance costs can stink, but it's still a Nissan, and replacing the dual clutch transmission is not something that you want to experience. So you just get it built by Shep. But if you treat the car with respect and buy a well-maintained example, you're gonna essentially be driving a cheat code. And let me tell you, it's a lot of fun, or dare I say, ideal. Okay, you guys have been asking for it, and I'm just gonna throw it out to you. Yes, we are talking about the raging bull, the Lamborghini Gallardo. It is the approachable Lamborghini. It's compact, usable, reliable by Lamborghini standards, and powered by a 5-liter V10 that screams like auditioning for an opera. 0 to 60 happens in about 4 seconds, but you will not care about that number because the engine note is so intoxicating, baby. The Gallardo is one of the best looking Lamborghinis ever made. Fight me. I mean, simple, angular, dramatic without trying too hard, like your ex-girlfriend. It is modern enough to feel current, but classic enough to stand out in a world of oversized supercars and SUVs. It is also more reliable than the exotics of old thanks to Audi parent company engineering. Early Gallardos can now be found for around $60,000. Manuals are extremely rare and more valuable, but the e-gear transmission works fine if you treat it properly. Please watch YouTube and learn how to actually drive it, and don't go uphill in reverse. You're just gonna smoke that tranny. Now, maintenance, it ain't gonna be cheap, but much of the car uses parts with the broader Volkswagen group, which helps keep certain costs, actually most of them, down. Okay, I had to include this one because at the end of the day, this is like one of my dream cars. It's the Ferrari 355, and it's on a budget supercar list. One of the most beautiful Ferraris ever built and arguably the best sounding. Yes, that 3.5-liter V8 revs past 8,500 RPM with about 375 horses. Again, not a numbers car, an experience car. A gated 6-speed F355 with a Capristo exhaust is an automotive religious experience that we all have to experience either on YouTube or IRL. Yes, it handles like the thing is on rails. It responds instantly to that throttle input and looks like it just belongs in a museum, although I hope that you can drive it because it shouldn't just sit. The pop-up headlights are peak 90s charm. I mean, what else is there to say? The proportions, I mean, aren't they absolutely perfect? The lines, aren't they absolutely timeless? It is the poster car that has come to life. Now, price-wise, I know you guys are all thinking this thing looks like $1 million, and let me tell you right now, you can find F355s between $60,000 and $70,000, but here is the warning. Maintenance can be brutal. Engine out services, belt changes, valve guides, headers. You must buy one with meticulous records. And if you do, the reward is one of the purest driving experiences ever made, hands down. And that wraps up our 6 supercars that you can actually afford. Again, go to winthisIdealCar.com to get entered to win your dream car plus cash, and go use Auto Tempest to find these cars for cheap, or any ideal car for that matter. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out some of these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. We'll catch you next week, and promise me one thing. Keep living the Ideal lifestyle.